Good evening, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with a post-game chat yet again on an international trip where the starting quarterback goes down towards the end of the game, casting everything into doubt. Uh, Obviously, Jordan Love's injury is going to be the narrative. It's going to be everything that's going to be talked about over the next 24 hours, most likely, until we get some definitive word. Um, Matt LaFleur did not have any updates on Jordan, although Matt Schneidman, who I just spoke with, said that Jordan seemed great in the locker room, though he was quick to remind everyone that was in listening shot that Jordy Nelson walked off with a torn ACL back in the day. So nothing to glean, nothing to report. There's really no information when it comes to Jordan Love, but that is going to be the entire narrative coming out of this game. A game that saw the Packers do some good things, but certainly way, way too many bad things on both sides of the ball. Very sloppy, especially on defense. And every time they seemed to be gaining some momentum on offense, they kept shooting themselves in the foot. And it was somebody else pretty much every time. So it wasn't like you could really just pull a guy and try and right the ship that way. And really, to me, so many mistakes. So I'm sure you guys will talk about everything, but the red zone and the lack of ability to convert in the red zone, to me, that's what really hurt and killed the Packers tonight, as far as creating the turnovers that they did and not getting the points off of them the way the Eagles did. Both Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts throwing interceptions that provided opportunities for the other team that the Eagles seem to capitalize on a lot better than the Packers did. And I know, so everyone knows, the NFL told me there would be Ethernet here. There is no Ethernet, so I'm on Wi-Fi, so it will undoubtedly be choppy. I apologize for that. They turned off the internet down up in the press area. There was an Ethernet cable there, but it's not on anymore. So I'm here on Wi-Fi, so I apologize for the kind of undoubtedly choppy nature of the stream. I'll just dive right in and get to your questions because I'm sure you guys got a lot of them. Good to see everybody mixing it up. Thanks so much for staying up late. It is 2:08 a.m. in Brazil. So if I'm a little punch drunk, I apologize. But I did want to make sure I got on here and talked with you guys before I head to the hotel and pass out. Dag, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. No more international games, please. Yeah, it's a tough go of it. It's weird, too. It's just eerie how almost the same situation as far as desperation, end of the game, trying to set up a Hail Mary, and the quarterback gets hurt. Now, obviously, with Rodgers, it was a thumb that he played through, but this seems a little bit more, if not a lot more significant for Jordan Love. I will say there was at one point where they came out after a long, big touchdown drive from the Eagles, and in the second quarter, where then in response, the Packers came out throwing it, and they had two incomplete passes. And I thought, and I think I said it to Dara, who was sitting next to me, here we go again, a 3-and-out, pass-happy sequence after a soul-crushing touchdown drive by the opponent. And then Jordan Love hit Jaden Reed deep for a touchdown. So that premonition did not come to pass. Truffle Shuffle, thanks for the super chat. If we sign Kaepernick, do we get DEI points? That's got to be in the running for one of the dumber super chats I've ever gotten, but I appreciate it. Noah, what's going on, man? Team looks strong for the most part, besides flags. Yeah, the flags are tough. I don't know. Did they look strong? I don't know. That's not the takeaway I probably would give from this game. I thought they got pushed around quite a bit, especially by that offensive line, which, I did somewhat expect. They are one of the best, if not one of the top three offensive lines in the game. The big question mark, of course, was how would they respond or replace the departed Jason Kelce, which seemed to come into play there early with the fumble recovery for the Packers, which, again, they only got 3 points off of. But for the most part, yeah, no, I didn't. Strong was not a performance that I would, or not a word that leaps to mind thinking of the Packers tonight. Porkmaster, what's going on, man? Feels like the Niners lost. We didn't capitalize. Very much agree. That's especially there at the start, taking those field goals instead of touchdowns, really set the tone. Dustin, what's going on, man? Prayers for Jordan Love. Go Pack, go. I feel you, brother. Simatovic, how you doing, man? I'm normally not a praying man, but if you're up there, please say a prayer for 10. A lot of missed ops out there. Glad you got to meet Goodell. Go, Pack, go. Funnily enough, the NFL exec who took that picture, he asked Jeff in the league office, he asked if I'd ever had a picture with Goodell before, and I said yes. A long time ago, there is a rather infamous shot of Goodell and I on stage at the draft at Radio City. Steven, what's going on, man? I think we just missed another tackle. Yes, I mean, that is one of the more glaring things out of this performance from the defense. I mean, not just the missed tackles and the lack of pass rush by the front four, but just the overall kind of lack of toughness. Certainly saw a lot of what we saw last year. Now, the 4-3 defense, whatever you're talking about as far as trying to employ something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more physical, none of that was in evidence tonight in any way, shape, or form. Aaron, thanks for the super chat, man. Considering NFL argues they follow the same rules as WWE, should we all see all games as The Rock versus Hulk Hogan? That is that's a theory. I appreciate the thought that went into it. Nathaniel, what's going on? That was one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen in my life. Sir, you are not familiar with the artist known as Ron Torbett. That's pretty much, normal. The initial touchdown by Reed that got taken off the board for, quote, offensive pass interference, like, that really didn't affect the play materially. Like, that's a classic Ron Torbett crew call. Like, they live to make themselves the story. And they certainly did tonight. John, what's up, man? Barkley in international games kills us. Yes, see, that's the key. It's not just going internationally. It's facing Saquon Barkley. That is clearly the problem. Jacob, what's going on, man? Wonder if Matt Flynn's needing a job. You got to think if there is a significant injury to Jordan Love, they will be on the phone to a couple different people. Most hated, what's going on, man? Hey, Nags, hope you enjoyed your trip so far. Hope Love is okay. Team looks promising in areas like run game late. 3 turnovers is a silver lining as well. You absolutely loved that first pick by McKinney. I mean, they had 7 interceptions last year. They had 2 tonight. That bodes well, right? But, man, you give up that many points, you're not going to win games. They have got to be a lot more stout. Now, as LaFleur said in his post-game presser, you got to give the Eagles credit. They played well. They played sloppy as well, but they also executed at a much higher level and much more consistently than the Packers did. Like, there were certainly spurts for the Packers, but they always seemed to be shooting themselves in the foot with either a false start or a drop pass or things, or Jordan Love just missing on guys. He always seems to be good for a really weird missed bunny throw at least once or twice a game. Matthew Wilson, thanks for the super chat, man. Was impressed by Edgerrin Cooper. I actually asked Coach about him in the post-game presser because I thought he really stood out. Now, Matt did point out that there was one really bad error on his part that basically became a pretty big play for the Eagles, which I think you're going to expect that for a guy who's a rookie, not only getting his first NFL action, but literally getting his first game action in the NFL. No preseason. Barely played in camp, but I think it's very obvious what they like about him. You look at that athleticism, the way he's able to really close ground and his length to get into guys with his arms. Yeah, that's an exciting prospect to get him out there. He just stood out, especially when you're comparing him to the McDuffies of the world and Quay Walker, who I thought, man, Quay Walker, rough night at the office for Quay Walker. Not great. Jared, what's up, man? Missed you, Nags. Go, Pack, go. Jared, missed you too, buddy. Sure, why not? Truffle Shuffle, what's up? Cooper was great in his limited capacity. Warrant more playing time? Oh, I'll be very surprised if he is not out there quite a bit more sooner rather than later. I'm not going to say they're going to make him, all of a sudden be playing every down or anything like that starting next week against the Colts. But, yes, I think there's zero doubt that he is certainly looked the part, and they got to get him on the field a bit more. Chris, what's up, man? It's unacceptable to hit Devontae and him be standing. Not sure I understand that quote, dude. Sorry. My brain's a little fried. Porkmaster, what's going on, man? I'm making fan sign just tackle for $5. Fan signs, just tackle. Yeah, not a lot of coming to balance and putting yourself through the ball carrier tonight. Creeley, thanks for the super sticker. Go Pack, thanks for the super chat. That ghost flag on Jair ruined everything. See, I didn't want to kind of react to it because they don't show, they show more like television replays, so they're not even looking at the here in the stadium. I didn't see the play, but yeah, it killed a drive. It absolutely kept that drive alive for the Eagles, no doubt about it. Millsy, thanks for the super chat. My worry level with 1 minute left equals 0%. My worry level with 10 seconds left equals 1 billion%. Please be okay, Jordan. Love you, Nags. Thanks, brother. Love you too. And yeah, I was right there with you. I mean, I was just ready to, packing up, going to get downstairs, get the press conference. And then that play happened. And I think I felt like my soul leave my body. Soder, what's up, man? Love you, Nags. Willis and Jacobs need to go full Whitehurst and Middleton. Yeah, oh, man. I'm just like imagining Malik Willis getting the start in Lambeau next week. I think even if Jordan Love's quote okay, it sure doesn't look like something he's going to just bounce back from. Oh, baby. Could get late real early in Green Bay this year. Robert, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. Hope it was a fun trip, bro. Once in a lifetime game. That said, I liked how they used Jacobs in the second half and wish they would have committed to that more. Anyway, go Pack, go as always. Robert, could not agree more. And it was very interesting how in the first half, right, when they're feeding Jacobs early and he's not getting anywhere, and then Emmanuel Wilson comes in and busts off some really nice runs, right? A couple explosives, and then legit my Threads feed, because I was on Threads tonight, not Twitter. I was like, running back controversy. Why'd they pay Jacobs all this money? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, as Matt said in his post-game presser, it takes everybody. And there was absolutely nowhere for Jacobs to go some of those early runs, which also reminds me, that 2-point play where they lined up tight, like in a power formation and just tried to run them between the tackles after seeing how unproductive that was early in the game. I never understand that one. But I think they changed their approach a little bit as the game went on. Then weren't trying to run it at the two best players on the Eagles defense. And yeah, he really showed what they like about him as far as his burst, his power, some of the big runs he got, especially the stuff he did at the second level to either make people miss or run through people. Love seeing that. You might get a lot more of that if Willis is your starter. Brody, what's going on? Thanks for the super chat. This could be a long season. Hope it's not. Go Pack, go. You ain't lying. Jason, thanks for the super chat, man. Apparently Love was walking on his own without much of a limp out of the locker room. Gosh, I hope it's true. I don't doubt it, but that doesn't mean anything. That means absolutely nothing. Matt, thanks for the super chat. Giving you some money so you can explain the international grounding non-call. Not blaming refs, by the way. Prayers for Love. Hope Brazil's been good. Brazil has been amazing, much like London was amazing. The Packers just keep falling short on these international trips. Intentional grounding non-call. I know they huddled and talked about it. What's funny is like the play was obviously a design boot action, like to try and get outside to the right there. And when he threw it, I did say, like we were all sitting there, and I said, "Is he outside the tackle box?" And Ryan Wood seemed very certain that he was. Matt Schneidman wasn't so sure, and then we saw the refs talking about it, and then they didn't call it. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Dustin, what's up, man? Reed appreciation post. Oh, my God. What a weapon, right? Jaden Reed, what an absolute weapon. You love to see it. Soder, what's going on, man? Are we soft? I feel like we are soft. Soder, I want to say that the Eagles do have very, very, very good lines, right? Both defensive and offensive. But that said, yeah, it felt like they were a little the softer team. Let's put it that way. Meaning the Green Bay Packers. Joe, what's up, man? Is Quay an athletic guy who lacks instincts? Yeah, man, I don't know. He looked lost at times tonight. There were a couple times where he just absolutely looked like a deer in headlights. I don't know what was going on with Quay tonight, but it wasn't pretty. Bobby, thank you for becoming a Carry the G Club member at 2:30 in the morning here in Brazil. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Blue Gemini, thanks for the super chat. Joe Barry was overhated and overall was good. All right. It was one game. Let's relax. A lot of ball game left in that regard. Braden, sorry. Thanks for the super chat. Javon Bullard is not soft. He hit A.J. Brown like he said something bad about his mama. Can't wait to see him grow. I mean, he played a lot. And what's crazy is I don't think Evan Williams saw the field. But as much as we saw the two of them rotating throughout the summer, I didn't like we were in the third quarter and he hadn't played a snap, even on teams. So I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, Bullard is certainly physical. There's no doubt about it. He does not shy away from contact, and he definitely arrives in a bad mood. There, I agree. Sure, I got everybody here. What else we got? Get drunk in a field in Rhinelander. Now that's an idea. All I got to do is get on a plane. That'd be great. GP, disappointing defense. I think that's completely fair. I think looking at everything that was talked about throughout the offseason, the implementation that we saw throughout training camp and preseason, but even preseason really didn't tell us much because they were so vanilla. But certainly in the joint practices and some of the stuff we saw throughout camp and the way they talked about play style, that's what keeps kind of bugging me. It's like all we heard from Brian on down to Matt and to the coordinators and everything, it was about play style, right? Well, the play style seemed the exact same to me. Certainly didn't look like anybody was there. 11 hats to the ball kind of thing. Lot of soft coverages. A lot of now every once in a while they had some press man, but pretty conservative, and that was maybe a bit of a surprise. Mip, how was the environment at the stadium? I have to say it was fucking amazing. It was incredible. The Brazilian crowd was 11 out of 10. It was absolutely breathtaking at times where, there are a lot of TV timeouts in American football. And, man, they had the chants and the singing and the real camaraderie almost, because obviously there were lots of Eagles fans and lots of Packers fans, but there were tons of just neutral / NFL fans. And there were moments where there was a moment, I think, in the third quarter where the whole crowd was just, and they were led by some kind of drum circle thing that kind of popped up every once in a while, with the stadium kind of vibe. And it was clearly like some kind of song that everybody knew in Brazil. And they just started singing, and the whole stadium burst into song. It was incredible. It was just incredible. Yeah, I like I said, 11 out of 10. The vibe was outstanding. And I will tell you, when Jair ran out of the tunnel holding the Brazilian flag, that was the cheer from the entire crowd. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. That was awesome. Steven, thanks for the super chat. I think we just missed another tackle. I sense a theme. Aaron, thanks again, man. Oh, I got that one. Very good. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. Any news on Love? No, Brandon. No news. We'll probably hear something at some point earlier tomorrow. There won't be anything tonight, most likely. Tyler Herrick. I want to vomit, Matt LaFleur. No doubt about it. If you win, you don't care about field conditions. Oh, is this about the slipping on the field? The field, which is literally the exact same surface they use at Lambeau. It's a true story. Guys got to wear longer cleats. I don't know what to tell you. I just love it when people are out here talking about what a terrible field it is. And it's like literally there are two stadiums in the NFL that use the Grassmaster that they use tonight. Lambeau and the Link, where these two teams play. It's on the guys. It's not on the fucking field. Amazing. Soda, what's going on, man? I'm trashed and miserable, but I didn't go to Brazil. Wish I had went to Brazil. I feel you, man. I feel you. I am bone sober, wishing I was drunk and miserable, but instead I'm just sober and miserable. So there you go. Porkmaster, what's going on, man? Which puts in more work, Dom Capers' hairpiece or Saquon? I needed that. Thank you, Porkmaster. You always deliver. Oh, hey, everybody. Christopher Hastings on Facebook says love will be fine. There you go. There's the report we were all looking for. Christopher, appreciate you, man. What else we got here, folks? Make sure I don't miss anybody. They slid like 20 times. They sled, you mean slipped, 20 times more than I've ever seen at Lambeau. You see, this is hilarious. Have you watched early season games at Lambeau? Guys slip all the time. And then they change their cleats and they stop slipping. Welcome to football. Still, Bobby says, still think that soft coverage today was probably because of Hurts burning them with his legs in 2022 and then beating them deep. Hopefully, it's different next week. There's something to that, and that's something we talked about actually on Care of the G Radio, Billy and I, about probably will be a bit less man covers than we were expecting. I didn't think it would be that much, but that was the reasoning, right? Eyes on the quarterback, make sure he doesn't get outside the pocket. And I will say, one of the things the Packers defense did do a good job of today is making sure Hurts didn't kill them on some of those kind of designed runs to try and break him outside. They got the Packers pretty good on a couple inside runs, but the outside stuff, I thought they did a really nice job up front of making sure that that didn't kill them. It wasn't all doom and gloom. Dara tweeted a video of holes in the end zone grass, and everyone is using it to confirm their priors about the field. Oh, holes in the end zone? You mean from cleats? I love it. Do you think BJ Raji will toughen up the defensive line? Absolutely. Ryan, thanks for the super chat. I'll be at Lambeau for the Texans bucket list. What's the first stop on game day? Lot 1. Get to lot 1. Tell people hi. Start drinking. Soda. Well, I am drunk. Awesome. I love it. Seems like the play action was brutal tonight. I'm sure they'll clean it up, but that was their bread and butter last year. It wasn't as effective as it was late in the season last year, no question about it. But I have to also say that, it helps if you're generating a bit more up front and doing a little bit more on early downs to get them to start biting on some stuff. Now, that said, Love hit a couple big ones off play action, but yeah, it wasn't as consistently effective tonight. No doubt about it. Adam, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. Even though we lost and we're worried about Love, we can hold our heads high in almost taking it to what should have been one of the best teams this year. I don't know if on the hold your head high meter, I don't know. Tonight, doesn't really pass that bar for me. But if it does for you, awesome. Rock and roll. What was got? Carl, what's going on, man? I know he had that miss, but Narveson looks good. Yeah, the miss, man. It was so funny because I told Dara, I was like, you know what? Every time this kid goes out there, I feel totally confident. And that was at the start, like before he'd even kicked. I'm like, I totally feel confident. And he hit a bunch of kicks tonight, but he did miss one just to keep us on our toes, right? It wouldn't be a Packers game and kicker if he didn't miss one, just to cause a little drama. You got to love it. Abel Gonzalez, that's an excellent question. What did you think of Jair's play? Not good enough. Not nearly good enough. There's no doubt that he was, it's not for lack of effort. I certainly didn't think he was, not up to the task, so to speak, but I didn't think he was near consistent enough. And I thought, there were a couple of plays where clearly the big touchdown being one of them, but there were a couple where I think he got maybe a little cocky, as he is wont to do. And then, of course, the play where he tries to take it out of the end zone. What's so amazing about that play is it's so dumb, but it's so fun. I literally could not stop laughing because he points at someone to make a block as he's getting run down from behind. Like he's having visions of I'm going 100 yards to the end zone, right? And there's literally a dude almost standing right behind him. Love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, Max, it's going to be okay, buddy. You're going to be all right. What else we got here, folks? Nixon needed to knee that last kickoff. Yeah, I think they're thinking there. I got to think he has the green light, obviously. I don't think he went rogue or anything. But I got to think their thinking is undoubtedly there's maybe a better chance that he busts one given the new rules, and who knows, maybe something messes up coverage-wise for the Eagles than, going 70 yards in, what was it, 15 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever with no timeouts, right? It's a tall task. Jordan missed receivers on 2 straight passes with the Packers up 26-24. They were huge misses. Yeah, no question about it. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, there's just weird, misses from him nearly every game where it's just bunnies, things that should just be absolutely routine. That there was one to a read on a crosser. I think that's one of the ones you're talking about, where he just almost throws it in the dirt in front of Reed. And it's just you never know when it's coming, and it just kind of makes you scratch your head. But yeah, those two were costly, no doubt about it. Jay, thanks for the super chat, man. My best friend is getting married in Sao Paulo in April. He couldn't have moved it up a few months to line up with the game. Yeah, but then you'd be mad that he had a wedding during football season. No, I can't. Portmaster, when do I fly out? Tomorrow at 10 at night, overnight, back into JFK to be on my couch for first Sunday of the NFL season. Cannot wait. Brad, what's going on, man? Kraft, the new starter over Musgrave? I don't know about new starter, but he certainly had a nice, productive game. Also committed a penalty, a pretty boneheaded one. But he was productive. That doesn't mean Musgrave is just, going to be relegated suddenly. It's just one game. But Kraft certainly looks the part. No question about it. What else we got here, folks? Am I missing any super chats? Soder, what's going on, man? Not out on Josh, Jay, but wow, did Wilson look good? He did. He ran well. And not just some of the kind of, flashier big chunk plays that he put up, but some of the smaller gains where he made somebody miss in the hole and got probably a little extra than he should have. He's a good runner, man. No doubt. Jay, thanks to the super chat. Have you seen the new Blacks jersey the Pro Shop is selling? I am trying to decide if I should get 23 or 10. What do you think? I think you should get 10, and I love those jerseys. I think they're dope. What are my thoughts on Wicks? Interesting question, Joshua. I think he had a bad night. I don't think that means he's a bad player, but he certainly had a bad night. He needs to bounce back big time. What else we got here, folks? Carl, what's going on, man? Jordan missed a few, but there were some bad drops. Oh, there were at least 4 drops. I mean, at least, no doubt. Braden, what's up? So jet lag is the reason why we lost, right? I'm going to go with no. Ryan, thanks for the super chat. Wilson continues to look nice. Do you think Van Ness should get more reps? He's versatile and a playmaker. First round or 2, patience is hard. No, I mean, he was in the mix tonight, as it were. I think we'll see more of him as the year goes on, especially if the guys up front aren't as productive as you'd like them to be. But, yeah, I think we'll see more. Sergeant, no update on Love. Soder, thanks again. Did you want to punch Goodell? No. You got to remember, Goodell, for all the hate he gets, man, he is just a front man. He is the punching bag for the owners. They put him out there, and that's why they pay him $50 million or whatever it is. So he takes those slings and arrows. But, yeah, no, I don't materially hate the guy or anything. He's a figurehead. Doesn't affect me. Dag, what's up? Kind of confused about Nixon taking it out of the end zone at the end. I just said a little bit ago, I just think they thought there was a better chance that he might bust one, i.e. maybe like San Francisco last playoffs, rather than the chances of that happening were probably a little greater than going 70 yards in 15 seconds with no timeouts or whatever it was. Are we in last place in the North? Well, none of the other teams have played yet, so technically, I guess, yeah. Daryl. We got a lot of people talking about what they know about Jordan Love, though I have not seen any real updates on Jordan Love. So I'll leave you here. I'm going to get packed up and get back to the hotel. I really appreciate you guys hanging out late at night after a really disappointing Packers loss. I cannot thank you guys enough for following the work and joining me here on the chat, but also, all the social media stuff. Everyone who joined Corey tonight on the watch party. It was really incredible. I want to say absolutely incredible at the meetup we had last night. The amount of people from Brazil and a couple other places in South America who talked about how much it meant to them to have the Packers here and then also to have Cheesehead TV here. That kind of blew me away. I mean, people were emotional about it. It really, I kind of caught me off guard, but the passion here for the Green Bay Packers is absolutely incredible. And, it took a long time to get them here. It's probably going to be a long time before they come back. But make no mistake, this is Packers country. There is no doubt in my mind. All right, buddy, I'm going to have to get going. Can't thank you enough. I will be back at it on Monday. In the meantime, if there is news on Jordan Love, either tomorrow, throughout the day, or Sunday, I'll probably pop on. But otherwise, I'll be back for Packers Daily on Monday. Please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack Go.